It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Utah Jazz. Well, for Utah, there's a 12-game difference between them and the conference leaders, but they're still in the mix when it comes to the playoff discussion. And we've heard so many nicknames for Rudy Gobert already. I'm not going to recap them or ask which one you prefer, Shaq. But, Kenny, I will ask you if you think he's the best defensive player in the league right now.
Who you mean, the Gobernator?
The Stifle Tower? Yeah.
Oh, the leaning tower of Blockiza?
What about Gumi Gobert?
None of those I've heard of before, but he still blocks at an elite level. This guy is unbelievable. And I just think the way he does it, he not only blocks out, he changes them, which makes the defense really great and anchor at the back.
It's hard to say if he's the best, but he's definitely in the conversation just due to how much space he eats up inside.
Time for tip as we send it over to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
The Gobernator?
And that shot should leave no doubt as to where we are tonight. It's the Toyota Center here in downtown Houston, Texas. We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at the last game for the Houston Rockets, it was a loss to the Spurs in San Antonio. And a very close one there, too. The buzzer sounded. They were only down by one bucket.
And it seemed inevitable that they were going to lose that game with how they struggled. But in the end, they had an opportunity to win it.
It was just an off game for them, to say the least. But to almost pull it out was impressive in its own right.
And tonight, Steve, two top-tier teams going head-to-head. A lot of excitement around this one.
You want to see the best in the business go at it. Then you get a chance to measure yourself if you're one of those teams. And I think other guys watching it on other teams, you get a chance to see great basketball.
And think of the viewership for this game, too, on 2K. They're going to love watching this one.
Huge!
What was that again?
Huge!
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Favors and Gobert, the defensive big men pair. A tall wing pair with Hood at the 2 and Hayward at the small forward. And it's Hill in at the point guard position. Now here's Hayward. Here's Gobert. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Hey, Rudy Gobert, such a great find for the Utah Jazz. A force of nature defensively. Go gadget arms is developing a shot also around the rim.
And Gobert may be the most impactful player of the 2013 draft class. Steve, he was taken 27th. How in the world did he slip that far?
Well, in workouts, you really can't see his value, but put him out on the floor with his length and size and the impact he has defensively, you can't simulate that in workouts. You have to see him play in games.
Good on the second free throw.
The Frenchman, Rudy Gobert, really making an immediate impact with his rebounding and his shot blocking ability.
Capella dishes to Harden. Back to Capella, and stolen by Favors. Anderson's shot is off. Rockets on defense. Deep 2 from Hill. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hill's got his first basket. Here's Houston now. It's a 3-point game. And Beverly kicks to Capella. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Capella.
And when you look at the Rockets, I mean, plenty of offense, but last year there was a huge drop-off defensively. And given this team's lofty goals, that really flies right in the face of that old adage, defense wins championships.
He hits both from the stripe. And talking about how the Rockets are structured, they do have some players on the roster, Greg, who can play defense. It's a wonder they've been so bad at that end.
I mean, the problem with defense, though, Kevin, is that it takes all 5 guys to buy in. You have to have a level of trust on the floor, and that happens for the Rockets only once in a while, which is why they give up an insane number of points to their opponents.
Now Ariza. George Hill missing on the 3. Harden the pass to Capella. Anderson a screen on Hayward. Ariza kicks to Harden. Hayward outside on the wing. Hill. Back to Hayward for 3. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
Hayward is a bomber from deep. He can really sink these shots when he has his feet under him.
Beverly dishes to Harden. Capella the pass to Ariza. Pass to Harden. He feeds it to Anderson. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
It's something they better correct quickly because he'll start running wild if they don't defend him any tougher than that.
Trey Lyles checked in for Utah.
The Jazz at the point guard position over the last 3 seasons have really struggled with their playmaking. A low rate of assists and high turnovers.
That shot wide open. And it's 6 points for Gordon Hayward.
The catch and shoot jumper from Hayward is virtually impossible to guard. He is so quick on the draw.
Anderson a screen on Hood. Harden with it. He had a 39-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And some of the passes he threaded through the defense were just incredible. He made it look so easy.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
Second chance points can kill you. You must concentrate on the defensive glass.
Here's Lyles. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And the Jazz drafting young point guards like Trey Burke taken 9th in 2013, and then Steve with Dante Exum 5th overall in 2014.
Yeah, Dante Exum suffering a torn ACL last season. When they get consistent production at that position, they will really take them to the next level.
Free throw drops for Hill.
George Hill, you know, he's one of the more versatile guards we have in the game. He can defend ones or twos, one of those players who could fit in on any team in the league.
Now here's Beverly. 11 points for him in that last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
He was really aggressive on the glass, too. He really racked up on the boards out there.
Ariza no luck. Jazz leading by 5. And Hill has it in the corner. Takes a 3. Gobert. And another shot. He takes it up and lays it in.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Rockets have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Now here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Four on the clock. Gobert with the block.
You really have to be careful with Gobert lurking around. He'll send it back.
Utah's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Gobert the screen. Here's Lyles. The feed to Hood. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here's Gobert. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And Steve, both these teams in a desperate need for a win for their playoff standing.
I like that, Kevin. In the regular season coming down the end, you got to play for something.
Feels like a playoff game.
Feels like it. You got to get ready for that. You want all big games if you could.
He's off on the first. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. And he sinks the second.
A lot of organizations obviously want to win now, but what I like about the Utah Jazz, they built this roster patiently, letting their young talent develop. This front office has taken a long view, not looking for shortcuts.
Harden, no good.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Hood can't get it to go.
Couldn't have been more wide open on that one.
And for the Utah Jazz, of course, Salt Lake City, not a big free agent destination by any means in some ways. Hasn't that, Steve, influenced their approach a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. They can't get the big names, unfortunately for them. They've done it through the draft, and they're trying to do it by developing a lot of their young players.
Now Beverly following the three-point attempt by Rodney Hood. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Now let's find out what head coach Quinn Snyder had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, no surprise he said their focus has to be on defense when you're going up against a team that's so crafty on offense. He said we have to avoid mental lapses because they will take advantage. And we'll see if they're on their game tonight, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you so much. And guys, how do you view coach's strategy in terms of limiting those shooters?
Well, I think he knows how dangerous they can be if they get hot. So it's a sound approach. Defensively, though, they have to stick like glue to those guys.
And also, they must put pressure on the basketball. The passes have been too easy getting to the shooters.
No good on the free throw.
Coach Snyder is one of those guys, you know, a lot of guys have the X and O's mindset as a coach. He has an analytical mind, the intellect for the game, and he has a great demeanor on that sideline for the Utah Jazz.
And he's good on the second. Well, Coach Snyder, the former coach at the University of Missouri, who is really on a rocket ride to the top, has learned a lot of growing experience from the various stops he's made in his career.
He thought about quitting coaching for good. Now holds one of the top 30 coaching jobs in the game of basketball. He got a second chance. That pass was a work of art right there.
Utah shooting the sixth attempt at the free throw line tonight. Free throw's good, Lyle. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And a quick look at how things have been since the All-Star break, checking out the three-point shot ratio for the Rockets.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Rockets trail by 10. And Beverly kicks to Harden. The dish to Ariza. Feeds to Harden. Takes it from 10. Rebounded by Hood.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
No, not at all. When you see him guarding you, just try to move the basketball on.
Here's Gobert. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 3 assists tonight.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Here's Nene. Kicks it out to Ariza. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Sometimes you get tunnel vision being that close inside, but he saw the entire court and threw it out to an open teammate.
Now Hill, 5 points in the game. And a wide open look for Hood. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And Beverly kicks to Harden. Takes the 13-footer. Count that one. Harden's got his first basket of the night.
And that's what he's looking for. After 3 straight misses, finally finds the mark.
Hill kicks to Hayward. Hill sets the screen for Hayward. 6 to shoot. Hood for 3. The offensive rebound. Gobert. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
And boy, are they attacking the paint.
There are a lot of great coaches known for their defensive prowess. And Steve, do you have your pick for the best defensive coaches in the NBA right now?
Greg Popovich does a nice job. Rick Carlisle comes to mind. These guys just does a nice job of being able to change their defensive philosophy throughout the course of the game. Doc Rivers also come to mind, being able to play with what he has, and he can change up on the fly.
Harden outside. Another miss by Harden.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game. You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Now here's Gordon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio. The 3 from Harden. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Exum kicks to Burks. Passes to Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now. And it's the Rockets on the break. Williams is running. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Jazz leading by 10. Diaw for 3. Rebound by Harrell.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Williams. Boy, he just disappeared against San Antonio, and they really needed him. Harden, no good.
If you're trying to figure out why these guys can't catch up, his inconsistent shooting is a good place to start.
Burks' shot is good.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
It's looking good so far. They have their offense intact right now.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, he has to get his offense moving again. It hasn't been bad, but it could be much better.
Sam Decker's checked in for Houston.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. He's been dominant over the last month. 2nd in assists. And don't forget, top 5 in the league in points per game. He's a premier offensive threat, night in and night out.
Burks with the steal. On the wing, Harden. Baseline J on the way. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. That's 7 points for James Harden. Exum kicks to Diaw. And here's Exum. His last outing, he had 8 points. Gobert tries again. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Lewis Williams.
The length of Gobert causes the defense plenty of problems. He's very clever at drawing fouls on his shots.
He shot 3 of 5 from the line.
And he hasn't been able to get it going at the free throw line yet.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
And Gobert drops them both. Rockets trail by 13. Williams with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Exum kicks to Gobert. Here's Ingles. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Just 5 on the clock. He gets it in there. Burks has got 5 points so far.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Williams, that's for 2. Another miss by Williams.
The defender took away the airspace, crowded him. That changed the shot.
And Gobert kicks to Ingles inside from 11 feet away. And Utah again with the bucket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Williams. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Steve, you played in your 14-year career mainly at that shooting guard. Great size for the position at 6'7". Is size still the same advantage that it once was in your day?
I think so, if you're skilled. And I'll tell you a quick story, Kevin. I started off as a point guard. Everybody wanted to be Magic Johnson, then moved to the 2 guard.
Gentlemen,
I know I was trying to retire. On my last year, they had me playing the 5. I said, that's it.
Oh,
it's time to
kidding.
go. Just for a couple games.
Yeah. What did you feel your best position was?
I thought at 2 guard position. At first, I thought it was
you were an
point
all-star
guard.
at the 2 guard.
Yes.
Yes.
Coming in as a point guard, offensively, I was okay. But Kevin, defensively, trying to check those little point guards.
Tough.
Woo, I was struggling.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Ingles dishes to Exum. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Exum's got his first points of the night. 1:11 left in the first quarter. Here's Williams. And again, unable to change momentum here. Jazz leading by 19. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. And the Jazz another 3.
Already seizing control of this game.
And doing it in all areas. They came out of the locker room knowing exactly what they needed to do.
Now here's Decker. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And the basket by Gordon.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And he makes that one.
Exum's teammates like the fact that he always has his eyes open to get them the ball in a nice position. That's what good point guards do.
Here's Williams. They set the pick. Here's Harden. Utah with the rebound. Last time they met was in Utah.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
And you can be sure they will be counting on their reserves to step up again in a big way.
That one may be a little beyond his comfort zone, but he made it count. Exum's got 5 points so far. And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. Jazz out in front, running away with it. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And guys, the Jazz enjoying a nice lead here.
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, they were in total lockdown mode there. Can they keep it up for their entire game? It remains to be seen.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Trevor Ariza, Gordon out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Decker, and it's Capella in at the 5. Now, here is Hill. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Ariza passes to Gordon. Back to Ariza. Expanding his range. It's not going to go for him. Now the Jazz take it the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
They were just locked really in a zone from a team defense standpoint, and nobody ever got stuck on an island. There was always somebody providing help, and the communication was tremendous.
When you're playing that type of defense, talking is key, and they did a superb job of doing that.
Nene, he's checked in for Sam Decker. Now Beverley. Trevor Ariza missing from long range. Here's Nene. No good from 18. Utah has gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Here's Favors, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Derek Favors, his ability to play the power forward position and the center position, and comfortable in both. He has a combination of strength, length, and mobility, and he can bang on the block and cover out on the perimeter.
Stevie talked to the training staff. Derek Favors' lateral quickness is off the charts for a player of his size.
And you talk about size, you're saying a guy with that much strength and girth. Here's a guy that can move quickly and lateral quickness like a guard.
And so Favors nails both of them. And Smitty, great to have you in the booth here, a former NBA All-Star, NBA champion. Dreams certainly do come true. Was working in the announcing booth one of your dreams, you think, growing up? Did that ever enter your mind?
You know what,
Just
Kevin?
be honest about this now.
I'm going to be very honest.
All right.
Not at all. Obviously, to be an NBA basketball player. Then after that, I thought maybe a GM role, coaching. But I'm loving this right now, being right here with you, my friend.
We love to have you as well. Here's Lyles. Dishes it to Hayward. Shoots the 3. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Rockets have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Now here's Beverley. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Johnson.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And that one misses. Boris Diaz checked in for Derek Favors. Second free throw, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Utah wasn't going to let Gordon Hayward go to Charlotte. They matched that offer sheet a couple of years ago. and now he's growing into his role as the go-to offensive player for the Jazz. But it's his versatility that really makes him special. He said, I have to be active and have to affect all parts of the game in order for us to be a successful team. And indeed, Kevin, he does a little bit of everything.
Sure does. Thank you, D.A.
He's usually money for mid-range, but the defender got up in his shirt, took him out of rhythm.
Hood kicks to Hill. Now the pass to Lyles. He dishes it to Hayward. Diaw, the screen. And there's another one for the Jazz.
That's the kind of strength that Hayward has, knowing how to bury shots in the face of some pretty stiff defense.
And Beverly kicks to Capella. Pass to Gordon. A floater, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. This is his first free throw of the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Now Hill, 5 points in the game. Outside Hood. It's back to Hill. Diaw, the screen. Clock at 6. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 5th assist in this one.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
You know, it's been a combination of their efforts at both ends of the court. They have played a truly complete basketball game. That's a high percentage look when you get the ball that close to the basket.
Pass to Lyles. Lets it go from 14. And that one goes long.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
No, not at all. When you see him guarding you, just try to move the basketball on.
Now here's Beverly, looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Gordon. They get it back. Another shot. Capella dishes to Beverly. Nene, the pass to Beverly. Here's Ariza. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%. Utah has gone 0 of 2 from deep here in the second. And here is Hill. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. 3-pointer, Hayward. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. And now here are a set of teams that have held their opponents to very few points in the second half of the season. 5th, the Jazz.
And they've shown no slippage defensively. If anything, they've become more stifling since the break. I mean, they're playing inspired, passionate basketball at that end of the floor.
Hood kicks to Hill. Lyles passes to Hayward. And stolen by Gordon. He feeds it to Beverly. It's stolen by Hill. And they're running. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon.
A moment now to see the numbers for Capella. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. 8th in field goal percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
Houston making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Hayward outside. He kicks it to Diaw, and it's Hood in the corner. Stolen by Beverly. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Diaw, the screen. Hill kicks to Lyles. It's back to Hill. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Hill's got his third basket of the night right there. Timeout called. The Rockets.
Start it.
It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. Taking a look at Houston. Unless they completely melt down, they should be in good position for a playoff run. And checking out Utah, sitting directly below them, just one spot down.
And you know, Houston, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
It really has been amazing. Everyone just kept waiting for them to fade, and it never happened.
Hood against Gordon. Kicks it out to Ariza. To the paint. Beverly dishes to Anderson. 5 on the clock. The three.
And make no mistake, George Hill is a two-way player. Great contest there.
Passes it to Lyles. And a missed layup.
Look, he's doing everything he can to get out of this funk. Just been a rough quarter shooting the basketball.
Trey Lyles drafted 12th in the 2015 draft out of Kentucky, a skilled power forward. Steve able to handle and shoot with range.
Size of a power forward, but like you said, skillful like a small forward. Being able to shoot the jump shot, also post up. He gives them a different look when he's on the floor at that 4 spot. And after hitting only 1 3 in the first quarter, he has none here in the second.
What a play there, the hoop plus the harm.
For Utah, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line. Houston making some changes. Harrell, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Williams comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's James Harden in for Patrick Beverly. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Utah. Dante Exum comes in for George Hill.
One shot, behind the lanes.
And the free throw, no good.
Well, you have Rodney Hood, player coming out of Duke that could shoot the basketball lights out. I've always been impressed with him, and now he's been able to run the offense as a secondary ball handler.
And here's Exum after Eric Gordon hit the three. Exum passes to Lyles. Back to Exum. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
Dante Exum is a truly talented player taking care of business down inside.
And Hood out of Duke is a lefty. Pretty crafty with the ball in his hands, and he can score in isolation.
The lefty does a nice job. He comes off pick and rolls deceptively quick. He can get to the rim or he can pull up, and usually it's a bucket.
Now here's Hood, following the miss by Lewis Williams. Diaw, the screen. Exum kicks to Diaw, and stolen by Harrell. Over in the corner, Williams. Pulls up on the wing. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Exum kicks to Diaw. The Jazz working the ball around now. Plenty of space. Not enough on that one as it misses. Houston's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Gordon. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. 9 points for Eric Gordon.
Incredible. He was shooting the ball with good rhythm in the first quarter. Now he's just unconscious.
And Diaw kicks to Exum. The feed now to Ingles. Diaw, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Exum with it. He's got 7. The Jazz again can't hit it. Here is Harden. Anderson outside. Back to Harden. Kicks it to Harrell. Utah with the rebound. Hood's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. The dish to Ingles. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That is his first foul of the game. And the Rockets making a change here. Decker's checked in. The Jazz also changing it up. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Diaw. And it's Burks in for Rodney Hood. Up top, Burks. He's guarded by Williams. Ingles passes to Lyles. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Burks can't get it to go. Rockets shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Wasted no time on that one. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Exum kicks to Ingles. Feeds it to Exum. Back to Gobert. Gobert with a screen for Burks. Trying his luck deep. Exum's shot is off. Rockets trail by 21. Harden inside the three-point line. Here's Harrell. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Rockets have missed out on some chances at the line today. 0-6 of 11.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. Jazz leading by 20. Dishes it to Burks. The pass to Gobert. Exum kicks to Gobert. Here's Burks. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Houston's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. It's Harrell, top of the key. He dishes it to Decker. Anderson outside, fires the 3, but they recover it. Harden kicks to Harrell. Now here's Decker, not a lot of room. Second shot opportunity. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got 15 rebounds here tonight. 1:16 left in the first half of basketball. Burks the pass to Lyles. And yes, it's good. Lyles got 7. The Rockets shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Now here's Harden. The kick out to Williams. Harrell setting the pick for Williams. And Harden wide open. He shoots. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. 10 points for James Harden.
He is very frustrating to guard because he makes plays that will drive you crazy.
Burks kicks to Gobert. Pass to Exum. Back to Gobert. He feeds it to Burks. And that one drops. He's got 10.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here's Harden. 10 points for him. Outside Williams. Offline with his 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And when Exum is hitting from the mid-range area, it opens up the floor. The more he plays, the better he looks shooting from there.
Harden inside the three-point line. Got it off in time, but it's no good. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Utah out in front, just dominating this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there. And Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. The first quarter was all about Rudy Gobert. He had 11 points, 2 assists, and a monster amount of rebounds. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
It is just about time now for the third quarter to begin. After the final buzzer sounds, the three of us will still be sitting here talking to you.
Actually, it's 4 people.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Rudy Gobert with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's just been terrific. This is what they needed from him.
He's played like a man possessed right now, and his team is thriving as a result.
Jazz leading by 23, so on the floor for Utah. Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt. Hayward out there with Boris Diaw, and it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Hood. Gobert the screen. For 3, Hayward. No good on that one. Good D by Ariza. And for Houston, they're shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively to say the least. Beverly dishes to Harden. Houston moving the ball around. Anderson with the screen for Ariza. Trying his luck deep. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 16th rebound on the night. Diaw can't hit. Now the Rockets with it. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. From deep, Harden. Good on the triple. Harden's got the first bucket of the third here for Houston.
Tough screen set there, and the defense was not prepared for it.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Hayward can't hit.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, D.A., they're on the rise. 2 on the clock. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And Utah making a change here. Favors is checked in. Jazz leading by 23.
You know, the thing about James Harden, though, there's really no perfect way to defend him. I mean, he can torch you from deep, drives the lane as well as anybody, and especially when he's looking to create contact. And in many ways, your best defense against him is a good offense. You try to match some of his points by scoring on the other end. Well documented that maybe defense not his strength, but, you know, that's an area where if you want to have success, you're going to have to do a good job on that end.
Now Capella, after Gordon Hayward's three-pointer that didn't go. They set the pick. Beverly wide open. They get the rebound.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Hood kicks to Favors. Pass to Hayward. The outside leaner. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Start it.
And thinking about ways to stop Harden, part of the problem is that he's really built like no other player out there.
Physically, he's got that barrel of a body, the long arms, and just enough quickness to blow by you. He's elusive, yet always looking for contact, which is why he lives at the free throw line.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks they continue to give up there in the paint.
The opposition is just having their way with them down low, and he wants to put a stop to that.
Nene, he's checked in for Ryan Anderson. And a look here at the shot chart.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taken that shot.
For Houston, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. There's a screen from deep. Harden doesn't go for him. And Utah the other way now. Outside Hill. And the call will be against George Hill. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Houston's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. The three from Harden. Kept alive by Houston.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Now here's Hood. He has 5. It's back to Hill. Favors sets the pick for Hill. And the three off target. Rockets have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Here's Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Jazz leading by 21. Hill kicks to Favors. Favors with the screen. Passes it to Hayward. Off the pick. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well, no one's scoring off that screen. That was terrible.
And Beverly kicks to Nene. There's the feed to Harden. Outside for Nene. Shot clock at 6. Harden against Hood. And it comes off the front of the rim. Now Hayward. He's got 13. Hill left side. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Ariza passes to Beverly. It's stolen by Gobert. Outside Hill. There's the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Hill's got 10 points in the game.
Floor spacing is so crucial. That's something that George Hill definitely brings to the table.
Harden outside to the middle. Here's Capella. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
So far in the game, he's gone 2 for 4 from the free throw line.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, Smitty, the replay system becoming more and more a factor for NBA officiating these days. What do you think of the way it's playing out?
You know, I like it, Kevin. The only part I have a problem with is how much time is taken. I think they can get to an answer quickly. I'd be okay with it.
So you think it's slowing down the game unnecessarily?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. On certain plays, it's obvious what the call is. I think they got to get right to it.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Jazz leading by 22. Hill kicks to Favors. Ariza against Hayward. Here's Favors. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Derek Favors, a gifted defender with a 7'4" arm span, great wingspan. Steve, he logs a high rate of blocks and steals.
Well, he can block shots because of his athleticism, and you talk about that wingspan, but he has a knack to poke the ball away and come up with it with steals. A big man that can block shots and come up with steals, that's huge.
And that one falls for Favors.
You know, the shooting ability of Derek Favors combined with his size makes him a hard matchup for most defenses.
Sam Decker's checked in for Houston. And so Favors nails both of them. Houston's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Beverly dishes to Gordon. Six to shoot. It's stolen by Hill. He kicks to Gobert. In the corner, it's Hayward. Favors sets the pick for Hayward. 6 on the shot clock. And that one, good. Hayward's got 15.
When Hayward is tearing it up from the field, you have to keep getting him the ball. He can score wherever he wants as long as he gets the ball in a good spot.
Now, here's Beverly. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Nice work there coming off the screen. And it's 7 points for Ariza. Utah shooting is leaving something to be desired, just 36% here in the third quarter. Hayward outside. Favors with the screen. Hill kicks to Burks. 4 on the shot clock. The leaner. It's deflected. To the inside. Nene. Gobert with the block. Burks the pass to Hill. Hayward outside. Kicks to Gobert. And here's Burks. He's got 10. Deep 2 from Hill. They grabbed their own miss. And that one's good by Favors.
Derek Favors is a strong-willed player who fights for extra possessions. You gotta box this guy out whenever a shot goes up.
Now here's Beverly. Nene with the screen on Hill. To the left wing. Nene kicks to Beverly. Shoots. Off the left rim and out. Jazz shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Gobert the screen. Outside Favors. Burks for 3. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Taking good shots overall, hitting a high percentage of them. That's what has this team rolling.
Beverly against Hill. And Beverly kicks to Decker. Ariza outside. There's the dish to Nene. The 11-footer. Again, Nene missing.
Worked it inside. Normally an easy basket for him, but just a little out of rhythm on the release.
And they seem to have gotten something out of almost every possession. Their defense has been just as good, just a tremendous performance all the way around.
And what's impressive to me, it's on the road. Just makes you appreciate their effort even more.
And another miss. Whew, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Shooting one.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Harrell, he's checked in for the Rockets. Williams comes in for Trevor Ariza. Utah also making some changes. Trey Lyles checked in for Rudy Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Exum in for George Hill. Gordon Hayward, Smitty, the complete arsenal offensively.
Yes, he shoots with range. He can slice into the lane. He has a great knack for making plays off the dribble. He plays with the basketball and off, and also he can defend.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And there's the 3-second violation. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. In third, the Rockets.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
And so here is Houston. Harrell setting the pick for Beverly. Feeds to Harrell. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. And that one misses. Utah's gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there. Exum kicks to Favors. Favors with the screen. On its way from Burks for 2. It's rebounded by Houston. Harrell's got 7 rebounds in the game. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Favors, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Boris Diaz checked in for the Jazz. That's good from Harrell. Both shots good from the stripe.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now, here's Diaw. Ingles kicks to Diaw. Jazz passing it around, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And, guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here is Williams. Anderson the screen. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got 6.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
On the defensive end, you have to fight through screen. That is a commitment.
Now, here's Exum. He's got 9. To the wing right side. Diaw inside the three-point line. And that comes off the assist by Exum. 6 points for him. The Rockets shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Outside Williams. Fires the three. No good on the shot. And Utah the other way now.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Utah has gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there. Ingles passes to Lyles. Unloads from 13. And Utah again with the bucket.
Yeah, great execution there. The turnaround, such a difficult shot to defend.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Outside Williams. The pass to Gordon. Dishes it to Decker. Outside Williams. That one drops for him.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
The reason why, he has such a great touch. You got to have that shot inside with the big guys.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Jazz out in front, opening up a huge gap. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. The Rockets shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Brown out there with Taylor. Then there's Nene. Then it's Decker. And it's Harrell in at the power forward position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. From 11 feet away. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole different ball game down low when this fella is lurking around.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
It's stolen by Johnson. He dishes it to Diaw. No good on that one. And the Rockets take it the other way. Pass to Decker. The layup off target.
Okay, that lay-in, he's tricky, but the defense was just too tight on him.
Pass to Johnson. He feeds it to Withy. Mack with the ball. Pass to Exum. He kicks it to Withy. Looking for Mack. He gets it there. Shot clock at 5, but they'll get another chance. And they'll keep possession. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Houston making a switch here. Here's Exum. The Jazz again can't hit it. Steve, you had to fight through your share of injuries in your career. How often are players playing right now through an injury during an NBA season?
You know, a lot, Kevin. And then so many guys, especially knee injuries and ankle injuries. And it changes your game. It definitely changed mine. Went from a point guard, slow, got slower. So I started to be able to work on my shot, knock down shots. But injuries is a tough part of basketball.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Brown wide open. He fires. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. For Utah, they've gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the 4th quarter underway. Here's Diaw. The Jazz working the ball around now. Clock at 6. The turnaround. And that one hits back iron.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively. That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
No, he'll probably find himself on the bench watching the game like we are.
It's been all Jazz. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. It's off to Oklahoma City for them after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
It's Brown with the drive. On the mark with the 15-footer.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Well, we see it every year, and recently it's as bad as ever, Steve. What do you think about the coaching turnover rate in the league?
You know, Kevin, I don't like it. I mean, you have coaches change from style to style, and then after 2 years, a guy is gone. He got to give him a chance to be able to implement his style and get a chance to get a camaraderie with his players. It's too much right now.
Plays like that, the hustle plays on the backboard, the second chance points that have really caused problems all day for the defense.
They are being outworked, outgunned, and getting their lunch handed to them.
Lets it go from 14. And Nene with the basket on the assist by Brown.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
He also, for a big guy, has a terrific touch from that range.
And Mack kicks to Diaw. The feed now to Johnson. Lets it go with a 3. Sinks the triple.
Add another triple to their second half total.
3 ball, 3 ball, 3 ball. That's what we're hearing in the second half.
Here's Taylor. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Exum kicks to Diaw. There's the dish to Mack. Feeds it to Diaw. Here's Exum. Offensive rebound. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Nene.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
First one falls for him. Steve is a player who spent so many years in the league. Were career milestones such as 10,000 points or 500 games played a big deal to a player at all, those individual milestone numbers?
No, not those type of numbers, Kevin. I think more importantly, the number of years you played. And I think for a lot of guys, how many wins you have. I think those are the numbers you really
All-star
look at.
appearances?
Sometimes all-star, yeah.
And certainly championships.
Championships for sure.
Yeah. And you've got
one.
And you've got
one and one.
Taylor dishes to Harrell. Over in the corner, Brown. Taylor attacking. Outside for Nene. On the wing, Brown. Clock at 4. Pulls it up. The rebound by Johnson.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Exum kicks to Diaw. Back to Exum. Johnson outside. Dishes it to Diaw. The pass to Exum. They set the pick. Here's Withy. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Well, it's one of the most fascinating developments in professional sports over the last decade. Steve, how do you think social media has impacted how NBA players carry themselves?
You know, a lot of ways, Kevin. It has gotten a lot of players in trouble. I think also it's taken away a lot of freedom. Everywhere you go, there's cameras there. But I think also in some ways it's built a lot of these guys' brands because they have millions and millions of followers, and sometimes that can change into dollars.
Do you know what I envision after a game, guys leaving the floor, going to the locker room, and the first thing they do is pick up their phone and look at social media to see what fans are saying about the game and more specifically about the way they were individually playing.
Hey, Kevin, you're totally right. And I think sometimes you got to just disconnect from what people are saying about you, whatever is good or bad.
Utah's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Diaw, the screen. Johnson with it. Now guarded by Harrell. Johnson kicks to Diaw. Now here's Mack. Just 5 to shoot. And Diaw gets it to go. The assist by Exum. Diaw's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
That explains the gap on the scoreboard. Attacking offense against a defense that's far too relaxed.
And here's Brown outside. Rebounded by the Jazz. Withy's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Brown the pass to Taylor. Hey, Steve, we've seen more and more teams relying on high-powered offenses to lead them to wins. Is this just part of a cycle the league goes through, or is this the offensive revolution that we've been looking forward to and is well underway?
I think it's here to stay, Kevin. Reason why the rules have changed, and I think it favors the offense. No hand checking, no chucking. So ultimately, you see more points on the board, Kevin.
I would think you would have loved to have played in this era of free-flowing basketball.
Yeah, you could take about 12, 15 threes a game. That would have been beautiful.
There's the pick. Tries to snap the cold streak, and it's good. 2 points.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
I'm with you. I didn't think he'd get that one off in time, but his shot is so quick. He did.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. Burks, he's checked in for Utah. He hits the second from the line. Well, in 2015, the NBA began issuing the 2-minute report, a review of the officiating in the last 2 minutes in overtime and close games. They want total transparency. It has drawn some criticism. What do you think of it?
You know, I know we want transparency, and I had to take my head off the referees. They have the hardest jobs in sports. We're talking about players and GMs, but these guys are under a microscope, and I like that they're showing some transparency right now. We just can't get all of – they make mistakes. We get a chance to see where they made mistakes, and I like what they're doing right now. They're saying and understanding that, yes, we made a mistake, and they're acknowledging it.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
You know, that job of getting through screen is not pretty, but somebody has to do it.
Harden against Burks. Harden kicks to Nene. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Nene's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's exactly where they want the ball to go. He did a great job getting the ball into that position.
Burks on the wing, guarded by Harden. Burks against Harden. Burks kicks to Diaw. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And the Rockets making a change here. Decker's checked in. And the free throw, no good. Rockets have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Harden gets the bucket.
And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Exum kicks to Johnson. And with new owners, a new commissioner, the NBA has been more proactive than ever at looking at ways, Steve, to tweak the game to make it better. Any other changes you'd like to see made? Any other momentum-making moves that would continue to push the game in the direction that you'd like to see?
You know, a couple things come to mind, Kevin. I think limit back-to-backs. I think for also these guys playing so many games, traveling so much, I think if we can limit those back-to-backs, maybe it would help out in the injuries. And then I think also have longer training camps so they can stay healthy.
That free throw missing. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Utah's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And Diaw kicks to Johnson. Pass to Exum. He dishes it to Burks. That's no good. That miss makes him 5 for 11 from the field. Brown outside. And technology progressing at a rapid rate. It affects the NBA like it does everyone else. When you look at it, what's the biggest difference technology-wise that NBA players are feeling now versus, Steve, the times when you were playing?
You know, I think the good is, Kevin, technology right now is you can go and put in, I want to see all my pick and roll plays, offensively or defensively, and it breaks it down. You don't have to go through the entire tape or entire game. But I think on the flip side, we start talking about social media and those type of things, it can hurt. I think sometimes you get a chance to see a lot of people having all these opinions, and the opinions really don't matter.
Well, and there's a lot of analytics that come into play here, too, with the technology. The chips that are embedded in the jersey that tracks how many miles a player runs, how much work he's getting done. I mean, there are a lot of things now which are very revealing about individual players.
And I love it. If it can improve the game or improve, I guess I say, the health of the game, I'm for it.
And there's the call on Nene. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Now Harden. And a huge jump in the salary cap this season, Steve. And next year it really goes up by more than $40 million probably in the next 2 years.
That's phenomenal.
Isn't that something?
Now a lot of these teams will get a chance to add even more players that can help their teams.
Diaw, the screen. Diaw sets the pick for Exum. Kicks to Burks. 6 on the shot clock. They set the pick. Baseline J on the way. It's rebounded by Houston.
You love the closeout on that possession.
I love it because you don't give up on the play. Just that little contest bothered his shot.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Utah.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it. No surprise here, just a big-time performance for Gobert. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
Here's Harden. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
They just waited too long. If they could have just made this run a little bit earlier, they could have been in the game. But now this game is out of reach.
Pass to Burks. Shoots a three. That shot no good. And the Rockets take it the other way. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Decker. And off the front iron, and in it goes. There's 21 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
And here is Johnson. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Gordon, a great win over a very explosive team tonight.
Yeah, they're a team you got to be physical with them. You know, you can't let them get a rhythm going with the scores and the talent that they have. So we had to really match that intensity, and I thought it was a great win.
I know that's what you guys work on extensively, and it showed tonight. Thanks, Gordon. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Rudy Gobert.
He took it upon himself to dominate the glass tonight, fellas, and that's exactly what he did. He finished with a grand total of 19 rebounds. With him out there working as hard as he was on the glass, his teammates had to fall in line.
Reminds me of myself. His field goal percentage was all the way up in the 60s. Not that I like talking about myself, but it was a very steady night for him. You don't shoot well without working hard, and he never stopped battling to get the best look possible. Smart, efficient basketball he was playing. Thanks for showing me.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.